Winning this event, Kailani. Congratulations, guys.
Antoine and Delpero.
Delpero, come on stage, guys.
Welcome back to the Standout World Tour. After an epic event in Tahiti, where we witnessed spectacular waves matched with equally impressive performances from the Standout World Tour athletes, we also saw the first falter of the season from young Hawaiian Kai Lenny, who uncharacteristically bowed out in the first round. However, this made way for the meteoric rise of Australia's Dave Muir, who proved untouchable at this event, taking home the event title.
Dave Muir, come on stage, guys.
Yeah, it was just awesome. I mean, how can't you like Tahiti? Great place, great people, waves are phenomenal, you know, I don't want to leave.
This week, the tour travels to South America, and more precisely Brazil, for the fourth stop of the Standout World Tour. The Momai Ibiraquera Wave Contest is to be held in the sleepy and picturesque village of Ibiraquera, found in the province of Santa Catarina, deep in the south of Brazil.
Yeah, this is my first time in Brazil. I never came here. It's beautiful. I think we're very far deep in the country somewhere. But yeah, it's a beautiful area.
We've got the lagoon here, so we just launched from here and paddle 100 metres up there and then straight across the beach, and we've got a fun little beachy.
Pretty shreddable, good connections to the beach, into the shore break. I think it's fun.
I surfed yesterday and today. Yesterday was a little bit better, but today very, very windy.
So far, so good. First day here, a little bit windy and cold.
I think it's going to be a very great event for us. All the Brazilians are very excited to see the level of all the guys around the world, and of course to learn from them and really to welcome them in Brazil.
I think the guys to look out for this event would be Kai Lenny, he's ripping. Peo, good competitor.
The judges here will be looking for more high performance type surfing, you know, a lot of use of the paddle, more performance level, rail type surfing, beach break type surfing.
I admire Kai for sure, and like Dave said, Peo. Dave's ripping himself.
I don't know, there's many good guys. I saw the Brazilian guys in the final of their events, and there is very, very good guys, yeah. I think it's going to be very competitive, this contest.
Antoine, oh for sure, yeah, he's trying a new board, a 711, so yeah, the little beachy masters, they're the ones to look out for.
I think the person that won the Brazilian championship was this Goofy Foot guy, and he was ripping for sure, surfing really well.
Actually, last year we had the Brazilian Championships on stand-up. I did well, I did second. This year I won the stand-up on the Brazilian Championship, so I'm very excited.
As the second day of the holding period dawns with clear skies and no wind, we sit down with top World Tour contender and legendary shaper Robin Johnson to get his perspective on board development and design direction.
Everyone's kind of trying to go as short as possible without sacrificing the paddle ability. They want to be able to do turns that, you know, reflect shortboarding probably more. In glassy conditions, when you're not in a contest, you could ride as short as you can stand on, as long as you can stay afloat. But in a contest, you're going to have such fierce competitors that are fighting, you know, for the same waves you're going for. You can't be out paddled, so I think in the contest they'll probably up the length just so that they can compete with each other.
And I know you said you were training a lot over the summer. You feeling strong coming into this event?
Yeah, I feel strong coming into this event. I did a lot of cross training stuff that involves core workout, stamina. So I feel like the stand-up's coming really well along with it.
How are you enjoying the Standout World Tour so far this year?
I love it. The people are super nice. It's still small, so there's no ego. There's a lot of sharing and camaraderie, and there's just wonderful people. I love it.
As the wind backs off and the swell cleans up, it is finally time to get the All-Brazilian Trials underway. It is also a chance for the visiting Standout World Tour professionals to get their first glimpse of what they're up against.
Look, it's been, we've had, you know, a little swell, sort of been 3 foot, 2-3 foot. Been clean a couple of the mornings, which has been good. So we've been pretty blessed with waves really so far. Hopefully in the next few days this swell will roll up here and we can get this on as well.
Yeah, I went out this morning and it was a lot of fun. The waves are starting to get a little bit cleaner compared to the last few days. And yeah, it's great. The trials have started and just getting excited to compete now. Oh, there's a lot. The level of riding here is really high, higher than I've ever seen anywhere else, and it's good. It's exciting. It really makes you want to do your best. So it's awesome. Everyone's ripping.
Well, it was the Brazilian trials, and there was a lot of talent out there. It was hard to judge. There's a lot of very talented surfers put on a good display, and looks like they really know the conditions out here, different than any conditions we've seen on the tour so far. So it'll be interesting once the big boys from the World Tour come in.
Yeah, it was an epic day actually. First day of competition here in Ibiraquera for the Morma Ibiraquera Wave Contest. We had a trials event and now it looks a little bit onshore and stormy, but we had some pretty fun waves this morning, glassy. Wind got on a little bit, but still really great waves. A really formidable amount of talent here in Brazil. The final was exciting and I think a lot of the main guys are pretty scared about the competitors advancing through into the main event. With 2 additional spots available after the trials are complete, it is decided that a stand-up paddle endurance race should determine the final 2 athletes to advance into the main event. Don't go away as we see how the qualifying Brazilians fare against the very best in the world. Welcome back to Brazil for Stand-Up World Tour stop number 4. After his spectacular win in Tahiti, Australian Dave Muir has landed himself in the top 10 in the world. It is now time we found out more about this powerhouse from down under.
I just love the water. I did a fair bit of swimming when I was younger, and then I've been surfing since I was a little kid, but never did it. I never surfed competitively or anything like that. It was just my release. Once I left school, I went to Claremont Footy Club, which is a local team, a waffle team, West Australian Football League. Then got picked up by an AFL club for the Eagles. It takes its toll. I had a lot of soft tissue injuries. Had a bone graft from my hip and my foot, but look, everyone gets injured playing that game, so I suppose I was one of the lucky ones afterwards to still be able to walk. So it's all good. That's why I was pretty excited about it. Being a bigger bloke, it's definitely a lot easier for me to go out and surf these smaller waves on a stand-up than a shortboard. And that's how it came about really. A few of my friends down south were into it and they sort of said, look, you got to get one of these, and eventually I got around to it because, Perth, as I said, we've got small little waves, so it was just more of a cross-training thing, just to get myself to a level of fitness so when there was a good day of surf I could jump back on the shortboard. But I don't really get on a shortboard much anymore. It's just stand-up, so I love it. It's great.
And that love for the sport clearly shone through with Dave's unparalleled approach to his surfing during the He'inalu Sapinus Pro presented by Air Tahiti Nui.
I mean, it was just such an awesome setup, wasn't it, with the hotel right on the water and a great wave. I didn't expect it one bit. I don't think anyone did, you know what I mean? So, it's just such a nice spot, Tahiti. I love it. Take me back.
So for the future for Dave Muir?
Well, can I come next year? That'd be good. I'd just take an event at a time,
As predicted, Day 3 dawned with an increase in swell size as both World Tour professionals and Brazilian contenders were more than ready to do battle. Round 1, Heat 1 sees up-and-coming US contender Sean Pointer come up against a determined and ever-consistent Paoli Zarazu. With the 4-man heats allowing the best 2 to advance, Sean makes his first impression on tour count, advancing through to the quarters alongside the current rankings leader.
Well, I think it went well. It was a bit tight, it's always very tricky. There's a lot of really good locals, and making it through to the first run is always a big challenge, and making it through to the next one will be always a challenge all the way to the final.
Heat 2 sees Tahitians Arsène Harehoy and Patuare Iteadlo battle it out against one of Brazil's top stand-up paddlers, Carlos Bahia. Despite a great show from Tahitian Lo, it would end up being the talented Carlos Bahia and Tahitian Arsène that advanced through to the next round.
Boa bateria, dois Tatiano.
It was a great heat. The Tahitians were tough to beat, and I'm just glad to be through to the next round. I will fight for the title and see what happens now.
Valeu mesmo. Aloha, 7 de setembro, Brasil!
Heat 3 sees big wave Dave Muir come up against 2 of Brazil's best stand-up paddlers and big wave charger Garrett McNamara. With the drop in swell size on the changing tide, Dave struggles to find the right waves, finishing in a very close but disappointing 3rd place, leaving Brazilian Roberto Vieira and Garrett McNamara to advance through to the quarterfinals.
My name is Antoine Delpero. I come from France. When I was born, my father turned into surfing, and he's a surgeon, so he traveled a lot and he bring me surfing in many parts in the world. So that's how I became a pretty good surfer. I always did both. I did shortboards and longboards, but I loved longboard because of the curb you can do in a longboard, and you can ride it in a very small wave, but you can ride it in bigger waves too, and the nose riding is just insane. So because with the paddles you can do bigger turns, you can hang more on the water, and yeah, I think it's doing longboard for me, but with a paddle.
As far as coming into this event, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, and it's a very beautiful place, and yeah, I hope I'm gonna do the same than in France. I'm gonna be concentrate and catch the right waves. And
if you had to put a bet on someone to win this event, who would it be?
Me. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Living up to his prediction, Heat 4 sees Antoine Delpero starting as he intends to continue, clearly showcasing that his performance in France was not a one-off, and he is a force to be reckoned with, particularly in beach breaks.
Yeah, good. The waves were good, and it was fun. Just all the time, the first heats are just for the warm-up, and so it's always a bit difficult. But when I get in, after the first wave, I was self-confident, and I get good waves, so I'm happy.
In Heat 5, Hawaiians Robin Johnston and Ikaika Kawai make their intentions clear right off the bat, as they dominate their heat from start to finish, both advancing through to the quarterfinals.
But I'm psyched. Robin was killing it. I seen Robin kill some lefts. I had to go over to the lefts. The left was firing. Robin was killing it. I'm glad me and him went on it.
Oh, it went well. Couple solid ones in the beginning, but I'm getting used to the beach breaks. I'm used to reefs, so I don't know when to speed up and when to slow down. Cooked it on a couple, but made it through.
Heat 6 proves to be a show of national pride for the Brazilians, as Alexandre Magrino dominates, followed by France's Xabi Lafitte. The waves were really good, especially the lefts. I'm not sure how I did in this heat, but let's hope that I made it through to the next round. Heat 7 sees Hawaii's Ekolu Kalama and Tahitian Tama Odiber battle it out for their place in the quarterfinals, with Tama edging ahead of Ekolu to earn second place, behind local favorite Leco Salazar, who wowed the crowd and judges alike.
O evento está de parabéns, altas ondas.
This event is going great.
Achei as ondas boas.
The waves were big.
Porque eles já abriram pegando duas ondas boas aí, o havaiano.
I was a bit nervous as the guys in my heat were getting good waves, but I ended up finding some good lefts that lined up.
Consegui passar para a próxima fase. Alô.
Heat 8 sees Hawaii's Kai Lenny come up against 3 Brazilians, with one of them being multiple times windsurfing world champion and current Brazilian stand-up champion, Kauli Siadi. As expected, both Kai and Kauli advanced through to the next round.
It's awesome to have Kai as a partner on windsurfing, and we go travel around on the world tour of windsurfing, and now we're competing together. My home spot on stand-up, and it was a great heat. It was a bit tough to find the waves, so I think I got through, so I'm happy.
Welcome.
Ibiraquera local Kauli Siadi is a man of many talents and is a proud ambassador for his country. We spent some time with Kauli at his dream house overlooking the contest site to learn more about this incredibly versatile athlete.
My father he surfs, and he was always coming on the weekends here to go surf, and we used to stay just around the corner. There's a posada by the beach, and we used to stay here on the weekends, and I was not even probably like surfing really. I was into tennis more. I've played since I was 4 years old, and I played until I was 12. You know, like when I had to choose really, and I got to know windsurfing and just being in the water, kind of started to fly over the water and all that feeling that was so fun. And then to go back into a tennis court when it was like 40 degrees and you're like sweating and running after the ball, I was like, no, I don't want that. My dad, he always supported me very much, and in general, my whole family, they always helped me to believe in my dream. So it was really a trust. Like I said, no, I don't care either way. I want to do this because I love the feeling of the sport, and I want to give it a try, you know. And I went to Hawaii, and luckily everything developed. I got sponsors, and Mormai I think was a big part of my career because they supported me since I was like 13 basically. So then when I got into the tour, I got some money, and then I decided to buy a piece of land here and really make my base here because it was it's definitely by far the best spot for us for wave sailing in like South America. So there you go, here it's my favorite part of the house is where I have all the toys, and all my windsurf boards, like most of those here, it's like the ones I go on tour, that they are more like directed to onshore, a bit faster boards. A bit of motocross, and when there is no wind, no waves, then you have some action. This is not, I don't take as a job what I do, you know, I take as a love. I love this. That's why I think I've been doing so well, because I just love so much what I do, and no matter what would be on my way, I would still do it, you know, no matter if I'd have no money to get no money from the sport, but I would do it because I love it.
With the competition intensifying into the quarterfinals, an early morning start on the 4th day of competition sees France's Paoli Zarazu continuing his quest for the world title, advancing alongside Brazilian Carlos Bahia and putting an end to Sean Pointer and Arsène Harehoy's event campaigns. I don't know, I haven't heard the result yet, but I had a good last wave, so I think it was enough to get through. It's good out there, but it's important not to go too far down to the left, as it's pretty difficult to get back up to the peak.
Yeah, pretty good heat, yeah. I get good waves, and I start pretty good. I start with the rights, and I get a couple good ones.
In Heat 3, the two Hawaiians, Robin Johnston and Ikaika Kawai, continued to assert their authority in the quarterfinals, ousting Brazilian talent Alexandra Macrino and Frenchman Xabi Lafitte to advance through to the semi-finals.
I'm just psyched to go through. It was really fun. A little bit bigger today, so a little bit more fun. A little choppy towards the end, but beautiful place, good guys in the heat. Everybody's super sporty. just psyched to make it through.
I see the level now, of course, as we got to the quarterfinals. You know, everybody is just like super talented. Everybody's so good, and I see one of the guys that I really appreciate when I watch is Leco. You know, like he's from Brazil, and seems like almost like he doesn't need the paddle, you know, to do the things. He's just basically surfing on a stand-up, you know, and it's very fluid, very beautiful, his style.
Oh, that was probably, I was most nervous for that heat out of any of them so far, so it was nice to get through it and get that behind me, and now just, yeah, still got a couple good riders in the next few heats, I think, and it's just gonna be hopefully a good streak for me.
Heat 1 of the semi-finals sees a familiar story to what we witnessed at Stop 2 in France, as French riders Leco Salazar and Antoine Delpero once again claimed their place in the finals.
Yeah, surprised because I didn't really know where I was. I think I was third. I kept going and I had good waves at the end, and yeah, I'm very surprised and I'm happy to be in the final.
Aloha, my name is Ku'u Ikaika Pualioke Kai, Kauai, but everybody calls me Kaika. France, it's cold. The waves were small, but it was really nice. The people were nice. Tahiti had some bombs, so it's some good surf. Really nice over there. The people was nice. The water was beautiful. It was probably one of the biggest waves I rode in my life. Probably was Tahiti, because Maui it's usually like 4 to 5, maybe 6 feet, and then it's gonna jump to like 30 feet jaws. So it's either or, small or big.
Who would you say is your fiercest competitors here on the Stand-Up World Tour?
Pretty much everybody. Everybody can surf, so I mean, it's all about getting that right wave, that right day, and any other competitors would come out and kill it, so.
You're going to try to make it to all the events next year on the World Tour?
I'll guarantee. I mean, for sure. I'm gonna get me some new boards, so I'm just gonna have the right boards, and it's gonna be dangerous after that. Spooky.
Heat 2 sees a Hawaiian-dominated semi-final, with the minority being local favorite Leco Salazar. Despite great performances from the Hawaiians, there is no doubt that Leco is a force to be reckoned with, advancing through to the final alongside Kaileni.
It was a really long wait. It went from plenty of waves to none, and then at the end a few started filtering in, and yeah, just lucky enough to get the right ones.
This heat was very tough. The other surfers were very good. There is only me left now to represent Brazil and the Salazar family.
A few words from each of you, please. Antoine, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I will try to catch the best waves and do my best.
I'm just excited to go out and keep surfing.
I'm going to try and find the best waves and be very aggressive on the right. I'm going to represent my country well.
It's fantastic, and I'm really excited to be in the final again.
As the 4 finalists paddle out to cheers from the crowds, they receive a standing ovation and an unforgettable spectacle from the resident whales. In the heat itself, France's Antoine Delpero opens his scorecard with a solid right-hander. Next up is Kaileni, once again showing just how versatile his surfing can be as he maximizes every part of this unpredictable beach break. Amidst applause and emotional support from the entire beach, local Leco Salazar makes sure to put on a worthy performance for the judges and crowds alike. After struggling to find a wave, Peo finally gets a chance to open his scorecard with a well put together ride. However, it is clear from the very start that the man to beat in this final is going to be Brazil's very own Leco Salazar. It is not over until it is over, as a fierce battle for second place intensifies between Antoine Delpero and Kaileni, with both riders finding some epic rides in the dying minutes of the heat. In the end, an emotional heat close sees Brazilian Leco Salazar ending up victorious at his home break for the first ever Standout World Tour event in Brazil.
Super feliz, brother. Os pedais vão dar certo ali pra mim.
I am very happy the waves were good and came through just how I like them. These guys were really good, especially Kai Lenny. He surfed really well. I'd like to thank Momai, my girlfriend, and my family, as well as everybody that is here today.
Mundial de Stand-Up Paddle 2010. Normandia aquela, hoje contas 2010.
I think Kai may get in first position on the overall ranking and may still be second. I deserve this, but it's going to be a big fight all the way till the end.
You know, it's not over till it's over, but I'm really just excited to, keep my momentum going.
Visit standoutworldtour.com for the latest and greatest from the Standout World Tour, its events and athletes.